What the fuck is good, bitches? I am the almighty fucking MassaCreature. I got Bouncer9000 with me again. What's up, dude?
A lot, man.
Yeah?
It's pretty good, pretty awesome. Just constant shit going on. Hearing about bullshit on YouTube. Yada yada yada. Same old different day.
Yeah. Same old song and dance, as I like to say. Let's see. I recently pierced my lip for a third time. I pierced it with an earring, and as you can see, it's pretty red because the earring itself is way too small for my lip, and it's kind of squeezing the shit out of my lip because I closed it off. You know, because like when you put in the earring, it has a back to it, and when I put the back into it, it's like squeezing the crap out of it, and it's like sinking into my flesh. But my theory is everything will heal, and it just won't even matter anymore. And when the hole heals up, I'll just take it out and put it in something else. But that's what's on my mind. I recently got off Blog TV with Boy Blue and all my friends from Juggalo a Day, and that was pretty fun. But now I am just fucking chilling. We're having some McDonald's right now. McDonald's! No, this is Wendy's. Remember the Arby's thing? I was like, yeah, I want some McDonald's. I also have here some Nutella.
Oh yeah.
Best fucking thing ever. I love Nutella and PB and
Who
not
doesn't
PB
love
and J,
Nutella?
but just PB in general. Like,
It's like the number one thing that can go with Jill. It's the one thing in the world that can actually replace Jill. I mean, yeah. It's just you can totally make a cake out of that, or even a pie, like a freaking Nutella pie. We gotta make a Nutella pie.
fuck yeah, like after I had a PB and N, I just never really wanted like a peanut butter and jelly ever again because it just works so well with peanut butter. I was like, oh my god. First time I tried it, it was just like this really tears of joy-esque orgasmic orgasm, as I like to say. Let's see, what's on the agenda for today? We want this to be intellectual, so what's something that we're really opinionated with? I would say the hypocrisy with people who are against homosexuality.
Oh God. I mean, this guy. We see eye to eye on the whole thing. Because I mean, as far as I know, we both have friends that are gay, lesbian, bisexual, and all of them, and we accept them all for who they are because they can't really help who they're attracted to. Like Bobby here, for example. He realizes that he's just sexually attracted just to girls, and that's just how it is. And I mean, I kind of tested him somewhat on if he really was bisexual or homo. He wasn't too comfortable with said person trying to go down on him. So, boom. And whereas if you have a guy who's not sexually attracted to girls, okay, that's just how it is. You know, you have some straight guys that are just into black guys or Latino guy or Latina girls. I fucked that up big time. It doesn't matter, but you get my point.
It's all great.
Some people are into certain things, and how can we really begrudge someone for being into certain things? Like remember when I dated that one black girl one time? Remember that?
Mhm.
You know, I mean, and you wouldn't condemn me just because of the color of her skin. I mean, you would condemn me if she was a fucking bitch, which she wasn't. It just things didn't work out.
You gotta judge people on their interior instead of exterior, because there's so much more to a person on the inside rather than, you know, their skin color. You know, I support interracial relationships. I support the LGBT community, lesbian, gay, bi, tranny. You know, it doesn't really matter. It's just like, you know, I'm attracted to girls mostly, but I have like countless friends who are attracted to, you know, guys and girls, you know, bisexuals and gays. It doesn't really matter. It's not your life. It's not like they're forcing you to like them. And we respect each other's differences, and if we learn to have that mentality, we can function as a society even better, because scorn and judgment and prejudice, it only makes it harder for us to live. It only makes us feel insecure, like we don't belong, and we don't need people feeling like that.
Well, the main problem why it seems to be such a pain in the ass to get people to accept is, the way I see it is, they're kind of bred from birth to see it as a disease or something you truly can choose.
Yeah, a biohazard.
Except these are good biohazards. But I try not to get too frustrated because I'm bisexual myself, and I like to do what I like to do. But I've lost a few friends because of it, and it just makes me angry and angrier to want to ask them, you know, why are you doing this? And just saying because I am who I am, but I can't control what I'm attracted to.
Yeah.
But of course these, I mean, they're bred from birth to be homophobes. I mean, I do not know anyone who wasn't raised on being a homophobe becomes one. That never happens.
Yeah.
And of course, I mean, people were worried that, oh well, I'm afraid some gay guy's gonna hit on me. Well, here's the thing: if this gay guy who wants to hit on you knows that you're straight, if he's a good person, he's not gonna hit on you. I mean, it's like straight guys. Straight guys want to hit on these girls, but if this girl isn't interested in him, just leave her alone. I mean, it goes the same way. I mean, you do have the few super horny ones that are just going to do anything they want, but
Yeah.
I mean, but straight people do that more than gay people do. So I don't understand why it's a common gay argument. Just
Yeah, I have like countless friends who are bi and gay, but only like one of them has ever like slapped me on the ass and stuff. You remember Morgan, right? Yeah, he's the one who did. But even when he did, I'd just be like, yeah, it's whatever. I'm not gonna like hate him for it, because like, it seems like really immature. Because like when you have that hatred, yeah, like you said, you're usually bred with that hatred from a very young age. So like, as a parent, if you happen to be a parent, I think you should at least educate people, educate your children to understand that the world isn't just full of heterosexuals and that heterosexuality isn't the normal thing, because otherwise they're going to see it as abnormal and therefore inadequate and therefore inferior, and like they don't even belong, like they're just like abominations. So like if you happen to be watching TV with your kid and you happen to like be watching like the Secret Life of the American Teenager or whatever, and you see like two girls kissing or whatever, educate your children to say, hey, yeah, sometimes people might want to kiss the same gender, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's like you have left-handed people and you have right-handed people, and you have straight people and you have gay people, and sometimes you have people who are good with both hands, and you have people who just like both genders. And it's important to educate your children. I cannot stress that enough. Don't say, oh my god, I don't want my children to not watch lesbianism. It's like, I remember I was watching Jennifer's Body with my brothers, and there came a part when the lesbianism part came on, and my dad just had a fit about it. He's like, I don't want my children to like watch lesbianism on TV. And I can't understand like how he could be so intolerant about that, because if you just give them that mentality, if you indoctrinate them about that kind of homophobia, then they're not going to understand when they see like gay pride rallies. They're going to be like, oh my god, they need to like burn in hell or whatever.
well, of course, the biggest argument I've seen to support homophobia, and this is almost laughable, and you could probably laugh with me as I bring it up. That one passage in the Bible, you shall not lay with another man as you do a woman, for it is detestable. At least in the New International Version, it's detestable. In the King James Version, it's an abomination. But I still only got one thing to say to that. No, but seriously, like, the reason why you can't really use that to really fulfill your argument is, one, I mean, if you are a Christian, you do follow the Old and New Testament, you would learn and notice that those are the rules given to the Israelites, and I don't think we're Israelites. And more importantly, you probably don't even know what the word abomination really means, but it sounds like, I'm pretty sure Bobby would agree with me, it sounds like just something truly terrible in society, but an abomination is actually a breaking away from the traditional culture. So according to the Jewish culture, same-sex, doing stuff like that, it's not part of their culture, so therefore it is an abomination. But people try to use the word abomination like it's, I don't know, what would be a common synonym with that definition? Like,
Biohazard.
yeah, well, like a biohazard or a disease, or just something that needs to be eliminated
adversary.
from the world. And of course, these people trying to use that verse, and among other things, like we should stone the gay people. But I'm thinking, so you're going to deny their rights to life and pursuit of happiness and liberty? I mean, it's also like marriage. People like they refuse to recognize homosexual marriage. Well, if they're going to refuse to recognize it, then why not just get rid of marriage, period? I mean, like you remember back in Virginia, old Virginia times, where you couldn't have interracial marriage? I mean, like remember world history class? We had an article based on that. Yeah. Actually, and in government. Yeah, he and I both had history and government together, so we got a bit of history. But like back then, you couldn't get married to someone of a different race because it was breaking the sanctity of marriage. So people accept interracial straight marriage, and yet homosexual couples, you are ruining the sanctity of marriage. Yeah, but you idiots said that with interracial couples, so why is it any different?
Yeah, it's just really inconsistent. Like, if you have interracial marriages and you originally thought that was just like a real huge detriment to the sanctity of marriage, then you allow that, but you say that homosexuality is still like a huge detriment to the sanctity of marriage. Well, it's like you have this kind of tolerance and this kind of approval, but then you show disdain and disapproval for this, and it just shows this really huge aspect of hypocrisy. And I don't see any sanctity in marriage. It's a legal thing. It's not some kind of biblical or religious thing. You atheists can marry, and that just proves my point altogether. If you can be atheist and if you can marry, then I see no religious correlation with marriage at all. And therefore, anyone should marry anyone of any race, anyone of any sexuality. It doesn't matter. It's just two people who want to spend their lives together, who happen to love each other. And what people need to realize is, people who are against gay marriage for religious reasons, is that the Constitution, isn't the Bible, and that you can't derive your legal rights from the Bible, because we don't live in that society.
That's why Thomas Jefferson created the Virginia Statute for Religious Freedom, the separation of church and state. Of course, if you don't know what that is, well, in the words of my government teacher, you got problems. And, of course, with these inconsistencies that Bobby mentioned, I've got 5 little words for you guys. Make up your fucking mind. And the reason why you should is, so we're going to deny this group of people, this small little group of people, their rights, and yet we can have all these people with their rights. It's either give the minorities their rights, or everyone has no rights at all. And seeing that I do believe that we have rights, I say everyone should have them. And you brought up the religious sacred nature of marriage. In a legal standpoint, yeah, there's nothing sacred about it, but you do have those out there that do see this bond as something truly, in a sense, magical. And I'm not trying to degrade by using the word magic, but when you think about it, you're truly in love with someone, and you want to make this truly formal bond between you two. You are legally attached to one another. Just really showing that you love each other enough that you are willing, basically, to melt yourself into one person with this person. That can take a lot of mental courage, and it can feel sacred to one, but that doesn't mean it's sacred for all, as you said. But me being an agnostic, I don't really see any. I don't really see any real reason to. Actually, no, I just kind of lost my train of thought. But the point is, marriage in its legal sense, it's just two people getting legally bonded. That's all it is. And please disregard the numbskull with the chainsaw.
Yeah, we can't get them out of the shot because they're just gonna annoy us.
But anyway, the point is, give everyone their rights, or no one gets any rights at all. And I'm pretty sure Bobby's with me that everyone deserves their rights as human beings,
yeah.
And we shouldn't deny anybody their rights.
Yeah, it's inalienable rights, not heterosexual rights, and it's liberty and justice for all, not liberty and justice for heterosexuals. And all you theists who are just so homophobic and you believe that homosexuals don't have the deserving of rights as you guys need to read the fucking Constitution and understand the meaning of it, that it doesn't discriminate at all. We got rid of discrimination and segregation with blacks and everyone else. It seems like the only form of semblance of segregation is with heterosexuals and homosexuals. And people say, well, it's just marriage. Well, why is that so important? Why do we have to give them that? Why are you crying over that? It's not just marriage, because homosexuals don't have all the rights as heterosexuals. Sometimes they'll be denied housing rights in some states. They're denied abortion rights. Not abortion, adoption. Adoption, abortion. Those are two similar words. And marriage rights, obviously, and sometimes even working rights. Just because we have this genuine fear of this genuine fear of anything that's different, but it shouldn't have it get in the way of the foundational nature of our country. Inalienable rights. You don't fucking take away people's rights just because of their sexuality or their race or their gender or their religion. And my brothers are really fucking annoying.
Yep.
That's why I support a secularist nation. People can believe anything that they want. It's freedom of religion, but you shouldn't derive the rights from religion or try to promote one religion over another. Like one nation under God. We have religious freedom, but we still promote one God. And like some people, even who are religious, may not believe in God. Like Buddhists may not believe in God. Jainism sometimes. Jains and believers in Taoism, those can be atheistic religions, but you just have like one like God, but like sometimes sometimes there could be like even more gods. It's not just one God, but there are just many gods.
Yeah, and, like I mean, I don't know. I mean, please don't curse me, and you all out there watching, please don't curse me for bringing this guy up. But do you know who Glenn Beck is?
I do know who he is. He's a freaking fruitcake, and he has Nazi Tourette's, as Lewis Black likes to say. Like.
Well, man, I think that's going. Man, that's going a little over the top, man. I don't want to label him something that it isn't. But the reason why I'm bringing him up is he did mention that we are a Judeo-Christian nation, and even though I do agree with him politically, religiously, especially when he brought up that statement, I have a hard time saying, yeah, that makes total sense, because we can't be a Judeo-Christian nation because we have no. If we correct me if I'm wrong, but if we were to identify the United States of America as a Christian nation, that would make us a theocracy.
Basically.
And now they say, well, no, we're just a nation made up of Christians. No, we're made up of everything, as Bobby said. Christians, Jews, Muslims, Buddhists, Hindus,
flying spaghetti monsterists,
and God forbid, Bieberism.
Yeah, Bieberism. That's a big one.
And do not forget the agnostics, because I'm an agnostic myself. All hail the agnostics.
I'm an agnostic atheist, and you can be both.
Yeah, it's like correct me if I'm wrong, when you describe yourself as an agnostic atheist, that means, like, at this current moment in time, you do not believe in a God. But if the proper evidence is shown to you, when I say evidence, I mean experiences, which you do understand that there is something divine out there, you will believe.
Yeah, essentially, agnostics, for the most part, believe that the existence of a god is unknown and or unknowable, but you can still either believe or disbelieve. Like, you can be an agnostic theist or an agnostic atheist. In my case, I am an agnostic atheist, because I'm not going to say that there is no God, because I have no way of validating the supposed non-existence of any deity. And I'm not just talking about, like, God as in G-O-D, because honestly, like, everyone has their own interpretation of G-O-D anyway, capital G. Some people believe, like, it's a deity, some people believe that it's quote-unquote, like, everything, or it's a spirit that, like, lives in us all, or, whatever you could possibly interpret it as.
I actually once had the thought that maybe I could interpret God as Earth, because think about it. Sure, we've done some pretty cool things and we've built some stuff, but look what Earth can do all by herself. She can create these giant whirling cyclones of wind up to about 80 miles an hour. Of course, we call those hurricanes, but look what they can do. That's just an incredible demonstration of power. Or even if you want to go even bigger, why not look at the universe as a god? Now when I say God, we're talking like this. Because I'm an agnostic, I do see, as Bobby said, like, it's all an unknown. Like, I see the ultimate seekers of this universe as X, as an algebraic equation.
Yeah.
And we have formed an extensively long equation, but we cannot solve X. I mean, let's face it, man. The true secrets of this universe and how it began, we will never know. I mean, we can make predictions up to 10 to the power of negative 47 in time, which, so those people who have no idea what that is the supposed, according to the current theory of the Big Bang, at the point of 10 to the negative 47 in time, that's when all of the forces that we currently know of in nature were a single superforce, and all of the forces of nature were so out of whack that the universe expanded faster than light. Now remember, this is all theoretical, so don't be bashing down my door saying like it's fact, because for all we know, that could be wrong. But I'd rather trust people in those white coats working really hard to come up with a conclusion based on facts versus people wearing black robes saying, okay, we got a conclusion, how can we have some facts to back it up?
Yeah, I don't know. I know there's this thing called, I think it's pantheism. I'm not sure what it is. Like, pantheism, you believe that, like, the universe and God are one and the same. Like, you can't separate the two. Like, God is the sempiternal entity, the thing that can neither be created nor destroyed, and the universe, like God, is something that can neither be created nor destroyed. It just exists and it never came into being, just like God. And people believe that, and I say that's a very fair assertion.
You just have the words neither created nor destroyed. You know what that made me think of? Energy.
Yeah, and some people believe that energy.
I think about like energy can neither be created nor destroyed. It can only change form. For example, there's energy inside this French fry, and I can mechanically deform it.
Now it exists everywhere in my carpets.
Which I'm sorry about that, but see, it changes form. Then I eat it. I swallow it, I digest it, turning it into little particles that gets absorbed into my body and used as energy, but it's never truly destroyed. And when you think of something as a God that you can't truly observe, you can only see the effects. It seems like God and energy are the same thing. And I've actually thought at one point, what if energy is God? Like, what if? I don't know, but it certainly is better than believing that what's in an ancient book must be correct just because it says that. And I'm not sure if you know of the YouTuber. I don't even know why I'm gonna bring him up, but Venom Fang X.
Yeah, Venom Fang X.
But his most overused quote: "The Bible says." Well, the Bible says. Well, I think the Bible says. Just because the Bible says it doesn't make it absolutely true. It's like Shock of God saying, it says it in the Bible that homosexuality is an abomination. And because it's an abomination, it's just against God's will to have him legally marry. Now, if you're wondering why I'm talking like that, go watch a Shock of God video. He's going to talk just like that.
That's his Shock of God impersonation. I've yet to see a better one than that.
Yeah, all I need now is a motorcycle helmet. Actually, I can probably just mount my camera inside my car and just point it right at the road, and I just start talking like him. I should make like a parody of him, like Zap of Atheism. Even though I'm not an atheist,
he's gonna make Zap of Atheism.
Like, I want proven evidence that proves Christianity to be accurate and correct. Now, I have to warn you that nothing you can say can prove your point. So you're simply going to waste your breath trying to debate with me because I'm so narrow-minded and hard-headed where I will instantly see you as wrong if you're not a Christian like me, okay? Now, go over to my website. If you fellow Christians have the courage to debate me, feel free to go over to my website at zapandbullshit.net. So then we can crush you because clearly you are an abomination because God says so. Oops! I just committed hypocrisy. Hint. Shock. Cut the shit.
Oh, that's brilliant. You gotta make that like a real thing. Put the camera right in the front of your car and just drive around doing that.
Yeah. Of course, we've gotten seriously off topic, but it's kind of all intertwined. I'm looking at this though. I am not bashing Christians or Christianity. You see, the religion. Think of it this way. I actually saw this. For any of you guys who watch the show Farscape, there's this alien creature named Naranti. I think that's her name, and she's a very religious woman. And when all the characters go to Earth, she's talking about gods and all that, and she says she was asked do you think religion is bad? She says, good heavens no. There's absolutely nothing wrong with religion. It creates a great community and sense of unity. Now religious followers, that's a different story. And let's face it, the Christianity itself, if you look at what the Christians supposedly do believe in the New Testament, Jesus Christ is a very good man, very saint-like, truly peaceful. But this is where the problem comes in. When people look into the Old Testament, they see the Old Testament as fact, then it all goes to hell. No pun intended. Because Jesus wouldn't want anyone to be stoned because of what they're sexually into. To you extremist Christians out there, I quote Jesus, and you cannot refute this because I've got a Bible myself. He who be without sin may cast the first stone. And clearly you guys are casting stones. Oh, and here's something else. I'm not sure if you know this. The book of Matthew, chapter 7. Do not judge or you too will be judged. So you're getting all defensive that we're judging you based on your judging. But Jesus himself said, if you judge, you're going to be judged. And in the measure that you judge, the same measure will be judged upon to you. So like the Westboro Baptist Church saying, God hates fags, fags are gonna burn in hell. Well, they get lots of responses of, fuck you. And they're like, oh, well, we're sending a good message that you're damned. Yeah, but sending a good message doesn't include saying God hates fags and thank God for dead soldiers and... God was behind 9/11. And sorry for that drama, but seriously, every time I think of thank God for dead soldiers, that just makes me really angry because I have a lot of friends who are in boot camp going to the Marines, and guess what? They're going to be people are praying for their death, and that just makes me angry. And even though, let's face it, even though it shouldn't, it's just, they say words shall never hurt, but they test that theory. Would you not say?
Yeah, I mean, if I had some loved one, some like dear friend or relative of mine who was killed in action, and I happened to be at his funeral, and they, deity forbid, happened to be protesting that funeral, and I'm just like stricken with grief, stricken with sorrow, standing over that person's coffin, thinking like, damn, this is like the worst day of my life. I don't know how I could like go on living anymore. And they just happen to be like standing right there saying, thank God for dead soldiers. I'm just gonna be like, fueled with rage, just like this immense furiosity that I probably wouldn't be able to contain. I at least like would have to like confront them in some way.
Well, that's if like it were someone you knew, but God forbid I die, and they know that I was against them. If they were to come protest my funeral, I mean, I understand like if someone you knew and loved, you would confront them. But what if it were me? Well, FYI, he and I have been friends for a long time, and we're nearly like brothers. So, God forbid I die, and they come and protest my funeral. What's that gonna do to you?
Yeah, I mean, like, would it be worth beating the shit out of him? I'd go to jail for it, but in the end, I would still, like revenge. They say like it doesn't really cure the pain, but it can.
God damn,
it make you feel better in the moment. But like when you look at it like a week later, it may like die down, but it may be worth it.
Yeah,
I'd at least like break their picket signs or something. Be like, fuck you, get out of here.
Yeah, of course, like they don't really get it past like the fences, but they are right on there. And I mean, something I find ironic about them is they say that they hate this country, and yet they use they use our rights and our Constitution to their advantage. And I'm thinking, how much more hypocritical can you get in using your own police force that you're condemning to protect you? I mean, either these guys are hypocrites trying to use our rights to their advantage, or they clearly are. They just have no idea what the hell they're saying. But they honestly do believe that God hates us and we're all gonna die. But what if they are just so damn stupid they don't even know what they're saying? And if they are knowingly saying this, then they're evil.
Pretty much. I mean, I saw like some freaking Westboro Baptist Church signs with swastikas on them. Like that's the sign the freaking Nazis had, on their uniforms. It's like they're one furnace away from being Nazis. Just one furnace away from being Nazis. That's all I can say. They say they hate Jews, put swastikas on their signs. Hello, do you not see the evidence? I swear, they're gonna like have a sign with like Hitler's face on it. At that point, I'm just gonna piss in their mouths, and they're gonna enjoy it.
I mean, I have to do this. I mean, I was making a salute earlier just for jokes, but to you guys, to our Westboro Baptist Church, Heil!
Heil!
Oops, I am
90-degree angle.
Or just to piss you guys off, hell.
Yeah, that's the gay Nazi salute.
Yeah, just got a little limp wrist. But of course, those who do have limp wrist, I don't condemn you. I mean, Bobby and I love you with all of our hearts, no matter what syndrome you have, lazy wrist downs.
Lazy wrist.
Well, hey. Okay, it's called
Lazy
limp wrist.
dick.
But it is called limp wrist, but I prefer lazy because I don't. It's like watch. It's like you're lazy. You don't want to do anything with your wrist. Whereas me, they're straight and awesome. But more it's like, oh, bitch,
ho.
But damn, we covered quite a bit intellectually, and I'm pretty sure. But hopefully, if you guys have sitting for this almost half an hour, I mean, I really do And I'm pretty sure we both absolutely do appreciate it. And he's wearing my shades. Holy shit, they look good on you, but
I 4 eyes, 6 eyes.
Of course, let's face it, they look way better on me. Nothing personal.
I wear my
So, yeah,
sunglasses at night,
I almost look
so
as bad
I
as EJ. I really wish I could talk with that guy myself. He's, believe it or not, I mean, to all those who know who Zinnia Jones is, he is the guy that turned me bisexual. And if you don't believe me, well, I mean, you can't really ask him because the message that I sent to him telling him that, hey, I kind of crushing on you, you're kind of turning me bi. I mean, that's long gone deep in his box, and I swear, having a personal message with him...
Deep in his box.
Yeah. But I'm telling you, dude, having a personal conversation with him is like, it's wonderful. I mean, I want to have a one-on-one with him, but, I mean, I don't expect him to because, one, he's in Florida. I mean, he actually moved to Florida. He's on the East Coast.
Yeah, with his girlfriend.
Oh, no. It's his actual girlfriend. And of course, man, believe me, if you look, you may think he looks like a robot on his videos, but when you see him with her on Blog TV, it's like he's just got a smile on his face the entire time. And that's just wonderful. Even though he's gay, love knows no sex, like love knows no age, right?
Yeah, I guess he considers himself gay, but at the same time he considers himself a girl, so he considers himself a lesbian.
Well, yeah, he said he's a lesbian, and people are like, well, you can't be gay. Well, you're gay.
But he has a penis. I guess that's the whole concept of being transgender. You just call yourself whatever you want. So he calls himself a lesbian, but in reality, biologically, he is a male, and biologically, he would therefore be just a straight male, or perhaps even bi if he likes men, which he probably does. I mean,
but I was say good job correcting yourself, because reality versus biological. Be very careful when you use the word reality, because what's reality to you is not reality to me, aka creationist.
You could, like, maybe you don't exist. You're just an illusion.
Real. Okay, to all the TheMassaCreature fans, you want me to test that theory? What was that? Yeah. Yes? You want me to test the theory if I'm an illusion?
He's going to assault.
Okay. Can you hear me? Yes, you can hear me?
Don't get sucked into solipsism, where you think everything is just an illusion.
Am I an illusion to you?
I don't know, maybe.
I'm not an illusion.
That got like almost non-hetero for a second.
Oh no! No. He and I are not homo for each other. I mean, you just kind of you stare into someone's face like, look into my eyes.
He put my goggles on. I can't see. They're opaque.
How many fingers am I holding up?
I seriously have.
Wait, did that hurt you?
Not really.
Oh, okay then.
This is like the first time you've ever seen me with my goggles on my eyes, but I can't see, so I never wear them. Can you see my forehead though? Like wearing that shit on my forehead. Is he like raping my head?
No.
This is such a sexual video. You should play Monopoly. Like pull this in.
All right.
See if you win.
All right. To end this video on something that has nothing to do with something as boring or dreadful as the Westboro Baptist Church or homosexuality. Actually, before we do this,
we're gonna play Monopoly.
Yeah. Now, before we do that, I'm pretty sure you can agree with me. I will speak for you. Gays, lesbians, bisexuals, transgenders, white people, black people, Latino people, blue people, red people, every kind of human being that is out there, we love you unconditionally because you're just like us, just with a few different features. We are all the same.
Yeah, and like I'm pansexual, I consider myself pansexual, so like I'm primarily attracted to girls, but if I happen to like meet someone, who is male and who happen to like just really strike me, in a certain emotional way, I might be diverted into a different direction. So
that's how you felt about me the other day.
What?
I'm just kidding. So
new fags can't Triforce.
I made it.
Yes. Credit to his brother. Get in the shot. You were allowed to get in this one time. He's the guy that just made that Triforce. Give him props, everyone.
Yeah! I always have to go like this. Ah!
All right. So to end this video on a really awesome mark, we are gonna play McDonald's Monopoly.
Let's see.
So
Win.
New York York Avenue, Beaches Resort Vacation number 331. I need 329, 33D, and 331.
I have no idea how the shit works.
But I want a medium fry.
Cool.
Okay. And the last one. Dun 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 dun. Fuck you.
Mario.
Illinois Avenue, $50,000. $50,000. Ah, number 334. I need 332 and 333. Atlantic Avenue, $100,000. I got number 335. I need 335, 336, 336.
I have no idea how this crap works.
All I know is.
I know.
Apparently he's won a medium fry though, and now he's.
Dude, I already.
Oh yeah, that reminds me.
I know how that works.
If my friend Brandon is watching, one time when I was like 8, he was over my house and we were eating McDonald's, and like one time, for some freaking daddy knows what reason, I took my my fries and I put it in a baseball cap. I put all the fries in a baseball cap, and I wore the baseball cap with the fries in it, and I just walked around all day. I have no idea. I have an X on my forehead. Check that out.
That's like Rob Zombie, man.
I should get a tattoo of an X on my forehead.
So, on that note.
Dig through the ditches and burn through the witches and slam. My son got some and drinking love. In the back of my truck, Rob Zombie for the win.
Or in his Hellbilly Deluxe 2. Chew it up, spit it out, sick bubble gum.
Sick bubble gum.
I love that song.
Biohazardous bubble gum.
So, on this note, I think we can end this amazing collab, and I hope to do more with actual intellectual material.
Fuck yeah, my lip is so swollen, but you know what? I'm not gonna get lip cancer from it, so fuck you!
So, I am Bouncer9000, an agnostic thinker and an all-around hot sauce badass, and I bid you all a good night.
And I am the Dark Lord fucking MassaCreature, and I like to say, stick to your fucking guns, light your own fucking path, and biohazard for fucking life. Can you do that?
Yeah.
That works too.
Yeah.
Does it? Oh yeah, it does. Kind of. Kind of looks like boobies.
You guys, we gotta say peace to God at the same time.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Peace the fuck out! La 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 la! God, why do I always have to make everything so fruity? Because I'm a fruit cup. New facts can't try force. Peace.